With the Civil Aviation Minister, Mr. Raju. Thanks very much for joining us here on CNBC TV 18. Let me start, sir, by asking you about what I would say is the elephant in the room. We've got the Maharaja right behind you. There are reports that seem to suggest that the Niti Aayog has presented its revival roadmap to the government, including your ministry. And one of the options that is being talked about is writing off a significant portion of the debt that Air India currently has, and then looking at the possibility of strategic divestment. Our first conversation, when you just taken over, in this very room, you told me that taxpayers cannot continue in perpetuity to bail out Air India. So where do things currently stand?
You see, Air India, I have a fascination for it. It's a nice airline. It served the country well, and we wish it to survive and continue to serve the Indian skies. Now, its finances are very bad, more due to legacy issues, whatever it is. So, business as usual is definitely not an option.
Okay.
And governments had come out earlier with this turnaround plan,
yes,
financial reconstruction.
Yes.
But things as they appear didn't have a dent on the finances. So that's what's exactly pulling it down. So what is to be done? There's a lot of thinking going on, a lot of suggestions afloat, no decision yet. But I would not like to close any option. And let us see what types of options are coming in. Of course, lots of discussions have already happened. Niti Aayog has made its suggestion, and everybody wants it to be a good airline. So that's it. So let's see where it takes us.
I don't intend to labor on this for too long, but I am going to ask you a few more specific questions on Air India. The Niti Aayog is suggesting that this be put up for strategic disinvestment. The Niti Aayog's viewpoint is that world over, governments have extracted themselves out of the aviation business, and there is no reason why the Indian government should continue to be in the aviation business via Air India. Is that a view that you support?
You see, what we'll support, what we will not support will come up later. But no option is going to be closed at this stage. And the position I am in, I will not speculate on it. So I'm searching for ideas. All ideas are open now.
But sir, these ideas, I mean, the Niti Aayog is only the latest round of recommendations. There have been several committees in the past that have made recommendations on how you can turn around Air India. So the suggestions and the ideas have been on the table.
They've been on the table for too long.
So how long will it take? How long will it take for you to decide what is the best way forward?
I'm not going to put a timeline on it, but the luxury of indefinite time is also run out.
Okay.
So some decision has to come about.
So would it be fair to assume that whatever the options are that the Niti Aayog has presented, which talks about...
It's not only Niti Aayog.
Okay.
Anyone can give ideas. There are a lot of ideas that have come in. Now, why we are going to zero on what needs an analysis.
But do you believe, sir, that without writing off a significant portion of the debt, strategic divestment is not going to be possible? You're not going to find a willing or buyer.
You might be correct. There are hardly any bakras around, so you can get one is difficult.
So,
and businessmen are businessmen.
Yes.
So there are limitations. You see, one thing is for sure, the taxpayers' money cannot be committed for eternity. So that's one problem. And failures are there on the financial front. So there are problems, and these will be attended to.
Okay. You're saying that you cannot give me an indication of the timeline, but you don't have the luxury of time to continue to consult with various stakeholders. So would it be fair to say that maybe within the next 3 months, we will arrive at some sort of conclusion on the way forward?
You see, we need to arrive at a conclusion at the earliest. That angle I can say. But I will not put timelines on anything.
Okay, you won't put timelines. Another question that I will ask you, sir, in the context of foreign carriers being interested to come into India, and there's been a lot of talk on the possibility of Qatar coming in via the fully 100% FDI route. I know that in your press conference yesterday you said that Qatar has nothing to do with the plan to turn Air India around. But for instance, if there was a possibility, if the government decided to write off the debt of Air India and Qatar were to express interest, or anybody else, I'm using Qatar as an example, or any other foreign carrier were to express interest in wanting to pick up a stake in Air India, would that be an option you would consider?
I am open to all ideas I mentioned. I'm not doing any speculation as of now. These airlines which you talked about, European basically, which are owned by the governments, and these are facts. They have sold out, and generally others have bought shares in it and they're going ahead. So all options are there. No option is ruled out, no option as of date is preferred. Let us see what comes out of it.
So in the interim, and this will be my final question on Air India before I move on, in the interim, what do you do with Air India? You know, your colleague says that we're putting together a 5-pronged winning strategy to turn Air India around, and you
excellent. If he does it, fine.
You don't sound like you're convinced by what he's putting together.
You see, we have to work. More than one brain has to apply itself properly on this, and we are open to suggestions.
So, what is the current situation as far as the financial health of Air India is concerned? Air India itself says that, look, we're already doing operating profit. They claim that they've made profits of 105 crore rupees in 2015-16. The CAG suggests otherwise. It says there's a loss of 321 crores and an understated loss of over 6,000 crores in the 3-year period between 2012 and now. So what do we make of the financial health of Air India as of today?
You see, to my understanding, it did not have an operating loss. What the figure you said, 100 and something.
Yes. 105 crore was the profit that Air India claimed it made.
Operating this thing. With a company that size, not having say an operating profit of only that much is no profit at all. The idea is that it is capable of performing.
Sure.
So that much it has demonstrated. Let the auditors sort out these problems and let them do their discussions.
Okay.
What we need in government is come to some conclusion. Personally, I would like it to survive. I don't want Air India to go the kingfisher way. It should not happen that way.
Survive without the government being the
Whether it's
principal
government
shareholder
or private, an airline, if it survives, it can serve the people. Otherwise, it can't.
Have you had conversations with your colleague, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, because he's made public statements about the fact that he would like...
we do a lot of discussion, but I would not share it with you at this time.
Okay. Let me then talk about one of the big achievements or milestones that your ministry has achieved, and that is the Regional Connectivity Scheme, or the Udaan scheme. I understand that there are now other listed entities like Indigo Airlines who are also interested. So far, it's only been SpiceJet from the listed space that's been interested in the RCS. What more can we expect now? There is the possibility of some changes even within the Regional Connectivity Scheme, exclusivity being reduced, the cap on the number of seats being enhanced. What can we now expect in round 2 of the RCS?
You see, the round 1 has given us a lot of this, and there are 5 airlines that have participated, and they started functioning. By September, I think we'll be getting a lot of hitherto unconnected destinations. Say like right now you could say 70 years into independence, 72, 73 destinations. Now in the first shot itself you're getting about 30 and odd, 33 or something unconnected destinations. So it's good. The reach is increasing, and that's how it should be.
Okay.
Now, to develop a route takes a bit of time. That's why this viability gap funding is limited. So the airline is expected to develop the route, and to protect it, that exclusivity was brought in. Now, there's also another thinking that if a place has the potential, then exclusivity might pull the economic activity down also.
Okay.
So that thinking is also there. But as we go on, we learn from our experiences and go ahead.
Okay, well, we will keep getting you